Yeah. What's
going on, Facebook? What's going on, Facebook? What's going on, Facebook? What's going on? Amazing afternoon, everybody. Amazing afternoon. We're going to jump right in here. Hopefully you guys can catch the replay. I want to get this thing done. Warning. If you get your feelings hurt easily, you might not want to listen to this entire thing. All right? I want to share with you guys. I want to give you a gift. Hopefully some of you guys saw my the post that I just posted. It is strictly for inspirational purposes only. I'm not looking to brag. I'm not looking to boast. I've been extremely blessed, and I felt like it was time. We actually moved into that place probably about 3 months ago. Yeah, about 3 months ago, and I felt like it was time to share the real story. I know you guys have heard some of my story. I want to try to condense this as much as possible because everybody knows that I can be extremely long-winded at times. But there were a couple of things that provoked this video. One, I do not believe in any way, shape, or form that people will win because they are a part of a certain company. I'm going to say that again. I do not believe that people will win because they are a part of a certain company or system. Okay? If you guys can hear me okay, if you guys can see me okay, I want to make sure this gets through clearly. This is important to me, so please share this out. Please give me a like, give me a love, give me some feedback as I go through this story. The second thing is, what sparked this is I saw a post from a young lady that used to be a part of the company that fortunately I'm with right now. I love what I do. It's an incredible vehicle, but once again, I do not feel that people are going to win just because they're a part of a certain company. It really rubs me the wrong way when either A, somebody in a current company either tries to recruit somebody from another company by saying XYZ about company ABC, right? I also don't like when someone doesn't find success in the vehicle that they're a part of right now. They leave for whatever reason, and then they talk about the vehicle that did not work out for them. That just really... That really just doesn't make any sense to me. Why? Because here's the facts. 97% of our entire population will not make it as an entrepreneur. All right? I don't care what company you're a part of. I don't care what your vehicle is. Not everyone is winning in what you do. So stop telling people that you need to come over here. That's the first thing. The second thing is this. I was sharing my story with a young man yesterday in a meeting that we had, and my lovely wife was there, and it was so funny because I was sharing my story, and I said, yeah, it was 2 years ago. And she said, no, babe, that was 3 years ago. I said, no, it was only 2 years ago. And we looked at each other, and in that moment, I knew I had finally gotten some acceptance, right? And it was just funny because she was like, wow. Our life has drastically changed. It's almost unrecognizable within the matter of 2 years. So I want to share a couple of things with you guys. First and foremost, I know you're going through something right now. I know you're growing through something right now. When I put up the post of the pictures of our home earlier, glory to God for that. I put something at the end that every successful person understands that the present does not have to determine your future. Every successful person understands that right now, within this very moment, you can make a decision that will completely transform the rest of your life. Ladies and gentlemen, over 3 years ago, it was a really tough time for me. I was trying to figure out who I was as a man, as a person. I was trying to figure out, you know, what was going to be the direction of my life. I want to share some of the bad. There was a time when, and I want to also preface this, all right? Please understand that wherever you are in your life, it is your fault. It is not the company. It is not your friends. It is not your parents. It is not the people that didn't say they love you. It is not anybody else. It is not the government. It is not Trump. It is not Bush. It is not the medical system. It is not the taxes. It is not the neighborhood you were raised in. Where you are in your life is completely because of you. Understand that. All right. So a few years ago, I thought I was a victim. All right. I thought nothing was, I thought nothing was going my way. I thought, the coaches that I had growing up, they could have given me more support. I felt like, my parents, they should have been more supportive. They could have came to more basketball games. I felt like my girlfriend, she just didn't trust me for no reason, right? She was just ridiculous, bringing up all these crazy arguments. I can't get a job. I mean, it's ridiculous, right? I remember we were, stealing cable. All right. We were stealing cable. We were stealing electricity. It was ridiculous. And I remember one day, it was the craziest thing. I mean, all these events kept happening. And understand something. If you guys keep going through a cyclic manner of living, if you keep experiencing yourself go through failure, through defeat, through being broke, through whatever it is, understand that that's God telling you something. You will never pass a lesson until you learn it. Until you get what it is that you had to get within that challenge, it will keep happening to you over and over and over and over. You keep having bad relationships, it's you. You keep running into companies with new systems and new strategies and this new product and this new person, and it doesn't work out, it's because of you. All right. So anyway, I digress. So I go into, good job, guys. So they come and shut my electric off. All right. So I'm 28 years young. I have every reason to win. I have children. I have a beautiful woman that loves me to life. I don't see that. We end up moving in with her grandmother, right? And I still feel like I'm the victim. Like, man, how in the world would they why would they cut that off? You know what I mean? I remember being so broke, man. I had a friend of mine, and I do not cut grass, right? I do not cut grass. I hate cutting grass. I don't do anything with my hands. I'm a talker. I communicate. That's what I love to do. And I was so broke. I begged this guy to pay me $25 to cut his grass, just so I could have enough money for food. I remember, calling on my mother and telling her, hey, listen, Mom, I know I'm calling you again. Guys, I have asthma, right? So all facts here. I remember telling her, because my sisters have asthma as well, I didn't have any medical care for myself, right? So I would always ask her, hey, Mom, is there any way I could borrow some medicine off of you? Is there any way my sisters may have an extra sample? I used to trick my optometrist into giving me free contacts, right? He was a basketball fan and I played basketball, so I would talk my way into things. And hey, is there any way I can get some more free contacts? I would call my mom at times, no food in the refrigerator at all. And I would just tell her, Mom, you know what? Unfortunately, I just don't have anything right now. Is there any way you could just drop off a few groceries? 28 years young, right? Just horrible. Things just weren't good. All right. I remember being pulled over time and time and time, because I didn't have my license, and I would get cars repoed and get into accidents. I remember one of the cars that we had, we would have to drive, and every few blocks that you would get, you would have to check check the odometer, check everything, and I would have to put oil in there, right? And I would have to put transmission fluid, because if I didn't, it would literally stop, right? It got so bad at one point, our radiator was about to blow up. So whenever I would take Tiara to work, she only worked maybe 2 miles away from the house. And literally halfway there, I would have to stop the car and I would have to let it cool off. Right? Because it would start steaming everywhere. The muffler was half falling off. Guys, this was my life. All right. So everything that you may be going through right now, I promise you, with what I'm going to share to you on this video, it can change now. Just like that. Just like that. And the story you're hearing from me is similar to a story that I heard from another gentleman that really sparked where I am right now. So, I mean, things were bad, guys. It was just bad. I always had this thought in my mind that I wanted more. All right. So if you've ever had a feeling like, man, this couldn't be all that life has to offer. There's no way that I have to go to this job day after day after day. And, I got to work for somebody else. I'm not happy here. Guys, if you're not happy wherever you are right now, that should be automatic. That should be an automatic hint to you to know that can't be where you stay. All right. So this is what ended up happening to me. So I heard about an industry that it gives you an opportunity to be your own boss. It gives you an opportunity to have leverage. It gives you an opportunity to go out and have unlimited income. Right? So if you're a part of an industry like that, whether you're in real estate, whether you're in insurance, whether you're in network marketing, whatever that is, do not go looking for outside sources. Stop. Stop looking for the next scheme. Stop looking for the next company. Stop looking for the next upline. Stop looking for the next mentor. Listen to my words. I need you to look within yourself. So I had to take a fair evaluation, guys. I had to immediately come to the realization that, Damon, you have 120% control over everything that's happening in your life. Guys, if you are understanding what I'm saying right now, please share this message out. Please let me get a like. Let me get a love. Communicate with me so I know you guys are hearing me okay. So anyway, we go back to 2014. I ended up coming out of college 2013, and I just knew that I was going to be the next Nate Robinson. You know what I mean? I didn't care how it was going to happen, what I had to go through. I remember practicing with my guys, Tyhan Johnson and Andrew Lavender and Leon Rogers and all these guys. And I remember just knowing, like I know that I was going to make it. I was going to go overseas and I was going to be an incredible basketball player. And the process didn't happen like that. It wasn't happening fast enough. So I said, you know what? I love to communicate. You know, I feel like I'm a really, really good communicator. I can sell my face off. And so I started to go to these different companies, and I'm looking for an opportunity. End up sitting down with a mentor of mine at the time, and I just told him what the situation was, and he knew I was past due on my bills and past due on my promises, and he just told me about an opportunity, and I looked into it. I said, okay, let's move forward. Now I want you to understand something. Every time you have a new goal, every time you have a new ambition, every time you have a new desire, there is more muscle that's going to have to be built in your mind, body, and soul in order for you to accept what that opportunity has for you. So just like in a sports game, the minute that you get into the field, the basketball court, whatever it is, there's a goal at the end. But guess what? There's defenses set up to see if what you really want is what you really want. And that's what happened to me. So the process I had to go through was a little extended. It took me almost a year to get into the current opportunity that I enjoy. And during that time, I'm broke. Everything that I just described to you guys are things that are transpiring while I'm waiting to just have acceptance into my dream, into this opportunity that was supposed to change my life. I was working at different places like 2 men in a truck, right? So if you guys are outside right now or you've been outside, it's 92 degrees. This was the same exact point in the year that I was working at 2 men in a truck back in 2014. And it was, 2013. And it was horrible. All right, I did that. You know, we're still broke, still going through a lot. You know, we're trying to make ends meet. I remember we used to make a budget, and Tierra and I would actually budget out $1,600. And how I know that is we found one of our budget sheets and we were looking at it like, man, that used to be our monthly income. Like, that's crazy. How are we surviving? And so anyway, we end up going through different jobs, and I'm still looking, and, you know, I really want to provide for my family. So I'm looking for the right opportunity, and I'm still waiting. Like, in the back of my mind, I was still thinking, hey, one day I'm going to get my insurance license. One day I'm going to get my insurance license. It's going to come today, but I'm still waiting. I'm still looking for different opportunities. So I ended up sitting down with a pastor one day who had a temp agency, right? He had a temp agency, and I told him my situation. And the reason I got there is because I was trying to sell him a product from a network marketing company that I was with. I mean, I was grinding, guys, right? I was just trying to make, hey, $20 so I could give her gas money. It was crazy. So he said, hey, listen, I might have an opportunity for you. And he gave me a $23 an hour job with the state, right? Blessings, right? I'm like, oh my God, forget the license. I don't care. I'm going to do this. Department of Finance, absolutely. Sign me up. She was working for the Ohio Department of Job and Family Services. And so we settled. You know what I mean? It was good money. I'm making $23 an hour. She's making good money as well. We got some decent income coming in the house. I'm thinking to myself, hey, as long as I can take her out to, you know, Applebee's only during happy hour, of course, you know, 50% everything, right? As long as we can go to the movies Tuesdays only, right? $5. Don't get out of control. We ain't balling yet. You know what I'm saying? Things are good. Bills are getting paid. So it's funny how God moves on you when he wants to put you in a new situation, when he has a blessing that he wants to give you. It's almost like he tells you, listen, this is what you've been asking for. I'm going to need you to trust me. So April of 2014, April of 2014, I go to my office. It's a regular day. At this point, guys, I'm tired. At this point, I'm tired of listening to old ladies in their cubicle talk about, you know, everything that's going wrong in their life, you know, the gout in their foot. They're talking about their kids that don't got no sense, you know, who just died of a heroin overdose. What happened on Judge Judy reruns. I'm tired of it. And so I ended up going into the bathroom and I prayed, guys. I prayed. I said, listen, literally, God, listen, I don't know what you have for me right now. I don't know why I'm here. I don't know what's going to happen. And, but I just need a sign. Like, give me something. Again, guys, I'm still waiting on this license. I'm literally calling every day to check on it. And, that was Wednesday. All right. That was Wednesday. The very next day, that morning, I got my license. I lie to you not. I go to my email that morning. I walk into the office. I do my same morning routine. I prepare my coffee. I write down my goals. And I go into the office. And I open my email. Boom. My license is there. Now, I want you to understand something. That wasn't a joyous occasion for me. I wasn't excited at all. Because understand something. For the past 5 years, being through college, you know, trying to make it as a hooper, I'm going through a lot. Me and Sierra, you know what I'm saying? Sometimes we're good, sometimes we're bad, but money was never good. So at this point, we're finally in a somewhat stable situation. You know, we have some consistent income coming in, and when I got that license, I was scared. I said, okay. I closed the email. I closed the email and I called the guy that was talking to me about the opportunity, and I told him, I said, man, I need you to be honest with me right now, bruh. How much money am I going to make with this? I need you to be completely honest. And he said, you know what? You'll make anywhere from 40 to 60 your first year. I said, you know what? It's worth a shot. But I closed the email. You know what I mean? I was like, man, listen, if I go home and tell Tierra that I'm quitting our stable income and I'm going to take a commission-only opportunity, she'll probably slice my throat. So we're going to keep this a secret. That was about 11 a.m. God moves on you. Trust me. All right. He's been tugging at you. Hopefully this is resonating with some people. Please share this message out. Somebody needs to hear this, guys. So that afternoon, I get off at 5 and it's around 4:30, right? It's around 4:30 and I'm finishing up my stuff and I'm finishing up my reports. I'm sending that in to my supervisor and they call me into the office. Okay, cool. I'm probably going to get a promotion. They probably want me to move up in management. You know, I know I'm the man. So I walk into there and she sits me down. Don't forget, guys, this was a temporary opportunity by a temp agency, right? And she brings me in. She said, I just want you to know today's going to be your last day because your assignment has ended. Hey, we really appreciate everything. And I don't know what else she said after that because I was lost. I was like, okay, God, loud and clear, baby, loud and clear. I hear you. So I walk over. I don't know if you guys know where the old city center was, but the parking garage was the only thing that was there. I don't even remember how I got from her office to the parking garage, because walking over there, I'm trying to think, how am I going to tell Tierra? I now have no more money again, right? I want to fast forward a little bit. So I get into the opportunity. Completely a leap of faith. If you guys are thinking about something, right? You got a dream, you got a goal, you got an opportunity, you got a vehicle that promises that you have the potential to make and do for your family what you've always dreamed to do. Stop playing yourself. You're not playing with anybody else but yourself. I encourage people all the time, hey, go out to these retirement homes. Go talk to some older people and ask them if they have any regrets. I didn't want to be that guy. I didn't want to be 55 years old still talking about how great of a basketball player I was when I was 20. I didn't want to talk about, hey, I used to do mortgages and made a killing. Come on, man, life is too short. So anyway, I get into the opportunity. I do extremely well, but still, I hadn't learned my lesson, right? My talent has always been able to get me to a place before where my character wasn't able to keep me. I say that all the time because a lot of people are extremely talented, but you're not getting to where you want to because your character, your integrity, your morals are very flawed. So again, taking full responsibility for where you are in your life. Guys, I worked from about April to October of that year. right? I didn't do as well as I probably could. Unfortunately for me, it was a gift and a curse that I was extremely talented. I did incredible in the opportunity. Honestly, I worked about 7 to 10 days a month. A lot of people don't like me saying that, but hey, this is facts. This is truth. Worked about 7 to 10 days a month, and I was always top 5 in the agency. So I didn't see the opportunity. I'm still out here bullshitting, doing dumb stuff, you know what I mean? Being immature. So life caught up to me, you know what I mean? When your integrity is flawed, right? That's why I hate the philosophy of people telling other people that opportunity doesn't make sense. Hey, I was with this company and it didn't work out because they tried to make me do this. Hey, why would you even look at that company? Because it ain't going to work. No, stop. If you're the wrong person, you won't win whatever you do. And I was the wrong person, okay? So, October, November, and December of 2014 were probably the most trying trying months of my life. There were a lot of bad decisions that I made. Again, if you don't learn the lesson, it will repeat itself until you get the message. And to that point, I still had not gotten the message. Find myself again in a situation where I have no car, right? Me and Tierra were sharing a car at the time. It was a 2003 Hyundai Elantra. It was red on rust, real rust, right? It had the window that didn't come down on either side. The whole car was cloth, so it was hot as hell. No air conditioning, no real heat. Gotta fill up the transmission every 5 minutes. Horrible, right? And that wasn't even my car. So I'm sharing a car with her. I have an opportunity where I have to drive everywhere. So I'm automatically shooting myself in the foot by making her angry. My cell phone gets destroyed in an argument, right? I'm about 4 months past due on rent. Sorry, 2 months, because they had just given us the eviction notice. I was about 3 months past due on all utilities, trying to talk them into a payment plan, right? And I was just lost. I ended up in the same position all over again. But this time something was different. This time, enough had been enough. I was in a transition period where I didn't know where I was going, but I knew where I was. I could not stay there anymore. I could not continue to do the same things over and over and over and expect different results. I was driving myself insane. So what did I do? Instead of jumping ship, right? And it's funny because whenever you're going through that type of transition period, it's like things come at you as a Band-Aid, right? There were so many things coming at me at that time. There were other friends with other companies, and they were like, listen, you don't need to deal with that anymore. Listen, come over here. It's going to be a lot easier. I didn't need easy. I didn't need an easier situation. What I needed to do was man up, lift up my skirt, grab my nuts, and start making some things happen straight up. All right. And I had a conversation with a gentleman on January 9th who is an example for a lot of people. It's Chad Lewis, Tanya Lewis. There was a gentleman that believed in me, Keith Chakowski. There were so many people that believed. I had a conversation with Aaron Calderia that night, and they all told me pretty much the same thing. Listen, you're full of shit. Stop playing around. We see you working out every day. You can't put that same effort into your business? Guys, the billionaire and the beggar have the same 24 hours. So if you're not accomplishing your goals, you can't blame it on anybody else but you. There is something you're doing every second, minute, hour, and day that's either leading you closer to the destination you have as a goal or leading you back to destruction. Period. It's on you. So I accepted the challenge. I said, okay, what am I willing to sacrifice? Because I know in order for me to get to another level, there are some things I'm going to have to sacrifice. Even though I wasn't living my life congruent to a lot of the principles that I was telling other people, I still knew them. I said, okay, it's time to apply this stuff. January 16th, I had my official start. My official start. Broke, busted, disgusted, no phone, no car, nothing. But it's so funny how God comes to you again when a decision is made. I encourage a lot of people who are tussling with an opportunity. You know, they want to go after their dream. They want to go after real estate. You know, maybe they've had a conversation with me and, you know, they're a little apprehensive about taking on an opportunity like that. The funny thing is, the minute that you make a decision that you're going to do it or die, it's like the whole world comes to your aid. Guys, I told you I had no car at that time. Didn't have the money for a car either. I used what I had. I had the opportunity to train a couple of kids. I was doing that every night. A couple of kids that really looked up to me when it came to basketball. I think I was training them for like $20 a session or something like that. And a buddy of mine said, hey, listen, I heard you need a car. I was like, yeah, absolutely. He said, listen, man, I know a guy. He's going through some things. He wants to see if you want his car. I'm like, cool. I don't care if it's a 1991 Honda Escort or a Ford Escort. I'll take it. You know what I mean? Anything that's going to get me to these appointments, anything that's going to let me get back in this system. So I ended up going out there to see the guy. Would you know it? The guy had a 2016 Hyundai. It was a Hyundai. No. What was it? It was a Kia Optima. My bad. It was a Kia Optima hybrid. This thing was beautiful. White. I mean, tinted windows. I'm like, get out of here. I said, listen, man, I'm not even going to BS you. I don't have credit. I barely have a license right now. I don't even have any money. He said, listen, what do you have on you right now? I said, I don't have any money. Tiara happened to be in the car. She said, I got $75. I said, listen, man, I got $75. Can you help me? He said, yeah, I'll take it. Just pay me this amount every single month. Every single week, give me this amount. That's all I needed to hear. Guys, I went to work. I went to work. The funny thing about it is there's so many examples. There's nothing new under the sun. So when whatever opportunity you're a part of, the only reason you're not winning is because you're continuing to tell yourself something that is an old paradigm. I want to tell you a quick story, real quick story. All right, so there is a race, right? There's a race in Australia. It's 600 kilometers. I know you guys have probably heard of it. They have it every August. All right, it's 600 kilometers. Up to this point in history, I believe this was around 1970. Up to this point in history, the people that got in this race were, I mean, world-class athletes, right? These are people that trained day after day after day after day. These are people that knew how to run. They were sponsored. They were coached. They were aerodynamic. I mean, they had the mentality. This is something they had given their entire life to. So it comes time to sign up for the race. There's a 61-year-old gentleman that walks up to the race and he says, hey, I want to be a part of the race. And everybody looks at him and they say, what? Nah, man, you're going to kill yourself. First of all, the guy had on overalls and he had on these big galoshes, right? He was a farmer, right? So he looks at him, he says, no, I want to run the race. I think I can do it, 600 kilometers. I was raised on a farm. What I had to do every day was, I had to chase the cows down, and there were times that I couldn't sleep at all because I had to get the cows and I had to bring them in, so I'll be fine. 61 years old, galoshes, big shoes, right? Aerodynamic athlete, state of the art, the best out there. They all look at him and say, whatever, we'll take your money, go ahead. So this is what the guy did. So he gets in, he gets in his runner stance, right, with everybody else at the start. Boom, everybody takes off. Everyone takes off. This guy, 61 years young, starts trotting. He starts trotting, right? He's going. He's going. Everybody takes off. I mean, they're way ahead of him, right? So it just so happens that the race lasts, again, 600 kilometers. I believe it's a 7-day race. Don't quote me on that, but it is a few days. And what the racers know from their training is that what they need to do in order to win, in order to conserve their energy, they need to run for 18 hours and then sleep for 6. I want to say that again. They would need to run for 18 hours and sleep for 6. Well, guess what? This guy didn't know that. He had no idea that was the normal thing. So guess what ended up happening? He ended up beating the world record by a day and a half. Did you hear what I just said? This guy beat the world record by a day and a half. Why? Why did he do that? Because no one told him what he was supposed to do. No one told him that all rich people are going to hell. No one told him that you should build up storehouses in heaven and not treasures on earth. No one are you catching my drift with this? All right. So unfortunately, there were things in my mind that I was continuing to tell myself day after day after day that led to my demise. Guys, when I come on these live videos and I share my story and I share the different principles, hopefully you understand that this is not the gospel of Damon Dillard. These are principles that have been handed down time after time after time. So you say to yourself, okay, Damon, well, what have your results been? I'll tell you the results. The investment that it took me to get into this business that I'm currently in was a $200 investment. At that time in my life, the most money I had ever made was anywhere from $9 to 23 bucks an hour. You do the math on that. I'm now a part of a company building an agency where last year we did more than $600,000 in production. How? Both of my parents make $30,000 a year working very, very, very humble positions. So what makes me so special? What makes somebody that comes into my opportunity or your opportunity not succeed when you've given them every single thing they need to do it? You've given them the presentation. You showed them examples of success. You gave them the books. You gave them the audios. You said, listen, you can go out and do it. I believe in you. What makes them not win? It's because of their paradigm. It's because of their beliefs. And unfortunately, the only way to change that is by saturating yourself in information like these videos. The best gift that I could have ever given myself was sacrificing Facebook, Instagram, social media, and TV in the beginning of my journey. In January, I got completely off of all social media. I also gave myself a barometer. I said, listen, I'm not going to touch a basketball until I have X amount of dollars and all of our bills are paid up. Since that point, that day, right? That day, I'm going to go on to say this. Guys, if your lady is working and you're a part of an opportunity where it's unlimited income, tell her to quit her job because that's a crutch for you. Ladies, if you have a man and you're watching this video right now and he has an unlimited opportunity to make money, just go in and quit today. That's just my experience. When I started, I didn't have a backup plan. I told Tierra to completely stop everything that she was doing. I said, I got this. My belief is that every single woman should be able to live life on her terms, to be able to do whatever she wants to do. Yo, if you want to work and you love what you do and that's your purpose and that's your gift and that's your calling, awesome. But I don't need any of your money to pay for our bills. That's not a man. A man is not somebody who depends on someone else to take care of the responsibilities they have. That's what I had to realize. If you can't call yourself a man and you can't undeniably take care of everything and everyone that you are responsible for, that's not a man. Yo, if I'm stepping on your toes, you should be sitting Indian style. All right? Come on. It's time for us to step up. If it's kids out here 16, 17, 18 years old that came up with their imagination, a fidget spinner, and got billions of kids out here paying 10 bucks for an ADHD device, and you telling me you can't make 6 figures this year? Pause for the cause, man. Oh. All right. I digress. So I got focused. The reason why I shared the home, the reason why I shared what this opportunity has been able to do for me is because it was the principles. It was saturating myself in the information. It was writing down my goals. It was becoming completely clear about what it is that I wanted. The worst thing you could ever do is call me and I ask you, hey, what do you want? And you not know. Okay, so you live in Columbus, Ohio, and you said you want to get to Cincinnati, but instead in your GPS you put get me there. What the hell? Come on, man. What do you want? What do you want from your life? What do you want from your marriage? What do you want for your fitness? What do you want for your finances? And all I did was I changed what I want into I have. Easy as that. Easy as that. Guys, what do you want? Start claiming that you have. Here's the best thing about affirmations, incantations, new commands that you give your mind. There's something called the reticular activating system. Listen, this is free. Jay-Z said, I'm going to give you $1 billion worth of game for $9.99. I'm giving you $1 trillion worth of game for free. I promise it's not going to be like that too much longer. You have something called the reticular activating system. We're not talking about woo-woo shit here. We're not talking about, hey, listen, you know, sit in your house for 10 hours a day and you're going to manifest everything that you need. No, I'm talking about how your brain works. How your brain works. Example, have you ever been in an airport? Matter of fact, have you ever been in a party and it's complete chaos? You hear everybody having a conversation. People are all around. People are drinking. People are having a great time. And then just out of nowhere, you hear somebody mention your name. How's that happen? Because there's something called the reticular activating system that helps you recognize everything that's important to you. If you didn't have this reticular activating system, your mind gets at least 30,000 bits of information all the time. Like, you see stuff in your peripheral vision. Can you imagine? Have you guys ever heard of kids that are schizophrenic, kids that I apologize, kids that have some of these difficulties in learning? I can't remember what it's called right now, but that's what they suffer from because their reticular activating system doesn't work like that, right? So the problem that you're having and why you're not reaching your goals is because you don't have a damn focus. You're focused on everything. You done ran through your Facebook 20 million times before you even got out of the house. So your mind is saying, okay, so should we focus on if Ghost is getting out of jail or not? Or should we focus on, hey, you know, this person just broke up with him. Hey, that video we watched today is pretty funny. And then you don't hit your goals and you're confused as to why. Well, your brain gave you everything you asked for. You put a bunch of BS commands in and it spit out BS. All I did was I got definite about what I wanted. I said, within the next 12 months, I will make 6 figures in this business. The home that I showed on there, that's what we needed. Trust me, it's not where we're going to stay, right? The dreams and the goals and the aspirations that I have are not necessarily for me. It's not because I need that. I don't need to make $1 million a week, but I will. Why? Because I'm going to give a lot of it away. I'm going to contribute because I want my life to mean more. Do you have a desire? Do you have a goal? You guys have seen me put up the Dream Team quite a bit lately. The Dream Team is an organization that's comprised of entrepreneurs that are specifically there to help you manifest your dream. That's all we do. I'm not pushing a certain product. Yes, we do have a system that we're in right now, and a lot of us are having success in it. If you want to hear about it, I would love to help you. If it's not for you, I got many friends that are doing other things and having tremendous success that I would love to refer you to. Hopefully you guys got this. So this is what I want you to do. As a homework assignment, I want you to share this video right now. Share the video out. The second thing I want you to do is I want you to grab a pen and a piece of paper, and I want you to decide what you want. What is it that you want? If I took you from today being July 21st of 2017 and I dropped you, I just happened to have a teleporter, right? And I just dropped you into July 21st of 2018. I want to know what would have happened in the last 12 months to make that year the best year of your life. What happened in your relationships? What happened with your finances? How much money were you making a day? You know, what were you able to do with your family? What vacations were you able to take? What new purchases did you make? And then I want you to ask yourself, okay, if I'm going to be that person, what would that person believe about themselves that I don't currently believe that would help me get me closer to my goals? Do you believe that your business is hard? Well, guess what? You don't have to believe that anymore. How? Say something different. Do you believe that you can't lose weight? You don't have to believe that anymore. Just say something different. It's very simple. Guys, hopefully you guys got this okay. I got a 3 o'clock appointment. So if you guys have any questions over anything that I just went over, feel free to reach out to me. We got some incredible things that are going to be released here within the next couple of weeks. I would love to share with you what we have going right now. We got some real estate guys that are going to be coming into the Dream Team to be able to share their opportunity. We got insurance. We got, I got a couple of network marketers that I can link you with. The vehicle that we have right now, basically we are promising that if you can follow a very simple system, if you want more, 16 months to 6 figures. 16 months to 6 figures. Give us a call. Apply this stuff, guys. Life a year from now can be unrecognizable if you decide and become very intentional about the books you read and the people that you hang around. Here's a book I want you to pick up. What to say when you talk to yourself immediately. Apply this stuff. We will see you at the top, not from the top. You deserve it. Money Mike Benoit, love you. Twan, love you. My guys, love you guys. Rob Ray, come on, man. I was just about to call you, brother. Hey, let's definitely talk this weekend. Yo, Gusmacker, if you guys aren't doing anything this weekend, it is a free event. Come see your boy ball out a little bit. Guys, have an incredible day. Once again, apply this stuff. We will see you at the top, not from the top. You deserve it. The Dream Team, baby. Your success is our business. Have a good day, guys.